And I'll never forget this point. Jens was like, we need to make it fully open source. And we were all like, but we just did that. It didn't work. And he's like, trust me, we need to make it open source. Just trust me on this. Why did you come up with that? Like, you had that thinking a year and a half ago, and it ended up being right. Is it the same intuition that you have now too, to make it even easier to self-host?
I was on vacation, and I was, every time I go on vacation, I'm thinking outside the business. I actually went on a call. Like I called you guys because I was like calling my co-founders and said, guys, we will make Cosmo open source 100%. And we were debating like, you can't do this, like we're giving away everything and so on and so forth. But I don't want to build this whole platform and router and everything. And then someone comes around the corner and says, open source alternative to Cosmo control plan. And I'm like, no, I don't want this to happen. Like I want everybody to use it like they want. And our cloud service needs to be much more powerful, and it needs to give much more value than just Docker Compose up. If you look at our cloud stack, there's ClickHouse, there's database migrations. We now have our telemetry pipeline hosted in multiple regions. It's highly available. We have the CDN hosted, highly available in multiple regions. Internally, we now use Kafka to ensure that we have high throughput processing of the telemetry pipeline with back pressure and all these kind of things. Such a complex stack. For most customers, it's just so much easier to talk to us. We figure out pricing strategy that works for everybody, and we're not just running Cosmo. We're doing more, and it's a complex stack. And the question: do you want to own all these components, or do you want to use them? But there's one thing: because it's open source, it kind of establishes a level of trust. Because even if we decide to change course, which I don't intend to do because we have a different strategy that goes beyond Cosmo. But even if we would, you can self-host Cosmo. And I think also, if you could self-host something, it somehow sets a threshold of how hard can you squeeze a customer. And I think this aligns our values better with the customer values. If you can self-host something for 1 million per year, and we're charging you 50 million, something is wrong, completely wrong. And by making it open source, we kind of set a threshold to ourselves of playing fair. And to be honest, I think that's good.